Boom. So Jedi Russian Tactics, it's time to get to it. It's time to get to it. It's game time. This is Jedi Russian Tactics. It's time to train. And we're doing this for YouTube. So shout out if you're watching from YouTube right now. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is Jedi Russian Tactics. Let's get to it, guys. All right, it's black to move. It's black to move. These are the puzzles that I go through in my own training that I get, obviously, with my coach, and also the stuff that I go through. This is some very hard stuff to look at. You get nothing easy here. So let's get some lines. Now, obviously, I mean, you may find one or two moves here, but if you can't figure the rest of this out, it doesn't matter. So you need to figure this out. Let's go. Black to move. Black to move. Let's go. Whose joke says, let's get it. Black to move. Take a second or two, a minute. Right. King H8, 100%. Garbage. Garbage. Rook takes knight. Okay. Because of the book you recommended. Thanks, bro. No problem, Baki. That's nice, bro. Good stuff, big fella. Rook takes. I see D5. Something D5. Bishop D5. The bishop can't go D5. Maybe you mean here, or knight takes D5. You mean horse D5. So knight D5. Okay. Knight D5. Rook takes C3. I see rook takes C3. Queen takes, and knight D5. Easy claps. Okay, I also see F6. Pawn F6. F7 is looking a little tender, meaning C2 there. Passing this for Barbados. F7 right here. Rook takes C3 and rook C8 afterwards. Okay. The breath thing is the funniest thing to me. Exactly. Queen D6. All right, here it is. Here it is. The move here is exactly what you think it is. Rook takes C3. Easy move to make. I mean, this looks like some type of Sicilian, right? Right, because that's exactly what this was from this game. As you see the players, this was a real game. And actually, this game was played from the Sicilian defense, Nidor. And you see this all the time with the king side attack that white gets and black over here doing their thing, sacrificing especially on C3. Rook takes, king takes is absolutely ridiculous. Queen takes did happen. Queen takes. And now you have a choice between rook to C8 and knight takes D5. There's really not anything else. Which move do you think it is? Is it rook to C8 or is it knight takes D5? And here, I actually chose the right move here as well. I chose the right move. I chose the right move. The follow-up is extremely difficult, though, guys. The follow-up is not going to be easy. Rook C8 or knight D5. Rook C8 is more natural, right? Says whose joke? Gotta be the rook. Says gotta be the rook. So you're saying take rook C8. Rook C8 is garbage because after queen D2, black is out of his mind. Okay, so rook C8, queen D2. Black is out of his mind. Knight takes D5. Hello, what's up? What's good? Knight takes D5, queen D6. D5, okay? C2 is well defended. So the move here, in fact, guys, is actually knight takes D5. Yeah, it's knight takes D5. Knight takes D5 is the move. In fact, rook C8, now let me show you. If rook C8, right, rook C8 still works. And in fact, the engine actually likes rook C8 more than knight takes D5. That's crazy, right? But knight takes D5 was the move I was thinking of too because of the lines I was looking at and just ideas. I couldn't figure out actually afterwards the right move order, but I had the right ideas. So you'll see rook C8. The problem here is after queen D2, I mean, you have to find a very good move here, guys. Let's see if you can find it. If queen to D2 here, there's only one move here right now that makes it -4 that you are just absolutely crushing if you find a move. If you don't find a move, everything else is equal or white is better. Can you find it? Gotta find it now. And you gotta be quick about it. You gotta be quicker than that. What's stopping queen takes E5 or rook C8? Oh, well, that's a good question, actually. Here, queen takes E5. Who can spot it? Who can spot it, guys? Who can spot it? And this is why I saw this line, but this is queen D2 is why I didn't go for rook C8 because I couldn't find really what the move was. The move here, though, is actually a spectacular move. Anybody spot it? Quincy got it. That's it. Rook C2. Boom. Oh, shit. That's nasty. That's nasty. I don't care how you take that. Take this way, knight D3. Fork. Good stuff. So I'm looking at that. I'll see that, right? And I'm like, queen D2, I don't really know what it is. In fact, the move here is queen D6. right? That's the move here. So if you're not paying attention, obvious, right? You know, stuff like engine here says b5, but I mean, doesn't it just feel like you have mates somewhere? But it tells you how hard this position is. If your best move is b5 here, this is not like, yo, this is not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. Okay, so let's go back. And now, so after queen takes c3, knight takes d5 is the move, in fact. Knight takes d5, and instead of queen d2, right, queen d2, there's still trouble. But instead, his opponent went queen e1. His opponent went queen e1. Queen d6 we knew was coming. We knew this was going to happen. We knew queen d6 was going to happen. So it happens. Bishop d2. We're going to go check. We knew we were going to do this. We knew this was going to happen, right? King goes back. Now what, chat? Ooh. Now what? Right? You found everything here, and this is what's really going to happen. You're going to get here. It's in your kind of in your games. And you're not going to know what to do. So you need to figure this out right now. It's black to move. And you're winning, completely winning, but you got to figure this out. Knight b4, sack the white bishop here, and knight b4. b5, interesting. b5 move, trying to open up shop. Bishop takes g5. Okay, with ideas of maybe something like this or this. Oh man, they're giving a line like bishop takes. If bishop takes, knight b4. They're leaning on that one. That's nasty. Candy, thanks for the follow. Okay, the move here actually, bishop takes g5 is actually move number 2. Jeez. Look, hey, shout out to you, okay? Look, that's move number 2 in the engine, but that's not the move. Bishop takes g5 is a very, very nice move, guys. That's a very nice move. Okay, but the move here is actually, you guys are saying it now, is bishop to b4. Bishop b4. Very strong move here. What we want to do is get rid of the bishop so we can play knight b4. How is knight b4 not a... That's a great question, Johnny. Johnny's like, yo, why is knight b4 like not the move? Yo, shout out to you. Beats go, boom. Bruh. Shout out to you. Let's go. Thanks for the prime. If knight to b4, problem here is like after I take, okay, you're probably going to take back with the bishop. Taking with the pawn doesn't do anything. In fact, how do you get your queen out of here? How do you get your queen out of here, right? So you can't even take that way. So bishop takes, right? You're hitting the queen, right? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And then I take on e5, and I'm going to stare at you. What do you do now? You have nothing, actually. Literally nothing. It looks like you do, but the bishop is attacked, right? Now, of course, you can't. I can't take this, but you can't go here, which is the whole idea. You can't go here. I mean, I even can trade off. And the attack is gone, actually, believe it or not. Engine gives this, let me see, plus 2.3 right now. Best move is f6. And then g6 and rook d8. Best moves from black. Not an easy position. Not easy at all. Bishop b4 is better, though, because after bishop b4 takes, if they take this, then knight takes. Rook c8, yeah, but then you're trying to justify that the position, that you're trying to make the position work, as opposed to it's just not the right way to go. Bruh. Right? So you have to go back. It's just not the right way to go. So knight b4, it just doesn't work. So, and bishop b4 is the move, because it gets rid of the defender of the squares here. And the bishop takes, knight takes b4. Rook d1 was the move. Okay, yeah, this was actually good. Yeah. So he didn't take, obviously, because knight takes b4. So he needs to make a move. Rook d1 happens. And you have to keep the pressure up. I actually was excited to find this move here. Because, I mean, like, the best attacks are prepared here. Feels like everything is prepared, but you're actually missing something. Sacrificing don't work yet. Like, you can't take here. You can't go here. You literally can't do anything right now. Bruce has bishop takes c2. Bishop takes c2. Bishop takes as well from Joe. Nice. All right, look at y'all trying to work a little bit. Well, all right. Well, all right. Well, all right. Hey, shout out to Gadi Muhammad with the 5 gifted subs. That is love right there, guys. Let's get some 5s in the chat. Command 5. Let's get some 5s in the chat. Thanks, bro. Thank you. And as we look at that, though, the move here is actually rook c8. It's actually rook to c8. So I've got D Muhammad. We're actually doing a YouTube video right now. the Jedi Russian tactics. So shout out to everybody watching right now. Command 5, that's right. Yeah, just Command 5. There you go. Hey, Canty, what's up? Dinger. We doing it right now. This is still number 1. So rook to c8 is the move. It's putting pressure on c2. Boom, there it is. Easy. Okay, easy. Queen takes e5. Everything's all defended and stuff. But let's see if you got it. Do you have it? Do you have it? This is the final combo. By the way, this was all game. Like, all game. This happened in the game. This was for real. Like, you know, some of these that I've grabbed weren't actually in the game, so I had to like check. So I always check the game still to make sure if is this the game? Did he miss it? This was actual game. This happened in the game. Bruh. Right? Imagine sitting, you know, Bruno, right? We sitting around and we're watching. And imagine you come up and you see this happen on somebody's board. Oh my goodness, that's a scary sight. You do not want to be on the end of this combination. Bishop c3, knight c3, rook takes c2, white bishop c3, rook c2. Okay, I see another one for rook c2, knight c3 also. So I saw bishop c3 and knight c3. So let's answer these. So bishop c3 actually doesn't work. Garbage. It's garbo. After bishop takes, right? Knight takes, queen takes, rook takes, right? Rook d8. Oh, I made it. Oh my goodness, but you're actually not. Queen f8. After takes, out of nowhere, you thought you was winning. Bruh. Just when you thought everything was all good. Now this is probably still, I mean, it's better. And you did, yeah, this is actually better for black slightly because we have the bishop and you can't get, like, the knight is in the corner. White's up a pawn, right? But I mean, this is hard. Like, how do you make progress? It's gonna be hard. This knight is literally on a1. I mean, look at this knight. Yeah, but I mean, I would probably honestly take black. These are weak. These are weak, and this knight can't move yet, even though I'm down a pawn. But this, hey guys, it doesn't work. Knight c3 is sort of the same. With that being said, the move is right here. Shout out to you if you said rook takes c2. Woo! Jeez. That's a water bottle cap. Wow. I mean, rook takes c2, bro. He really took that end game. Rook takes c2. Rook takes c2. That is a nasty. That is so nasty. And then after knight takes, right? Now, what's the move, guys? What's the follow-up? What's the follow-up? What's the follow-up? I'm sure y'all got this. Come on, chat. Y'all got this. This is easy. This is easy. Take b3. Yeah, take b3. If you, I guess I would have got it. Yeah, b3 from Canty. Oot. Chess Go says bishop takes c2. White takes b3. Bishop d2. So we got a few different moves. Bishop c2, bishop d2, and queen b3. Queen b3. Okay, well let's point these out real quick. Okay, so bishop to c2 is absolute garbage. Bro, that is the furthest from garbage, right? I mean the most premium of the garbage that you could find. Garbage. It's just so bad. After king takes, you're actually losing now. You don't have anything. Check, and then I'm out of the way. I can actually run the king if I wanted to, but queen b2, you don't have any checks. I mean, everything is hanging. You have literally lost. What are you doing with your life, right? Bishop takes c2 does not work. Start a new game. Doesn't work. Ouch. Bishop takes c2. So, what about bishop takes d2? That's basically the same. Resign, right? Sign the score sheet. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. If you said queen takes b3, clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. You are still garbage. It does not work. Okay, it does work. Okay, it works. It works, but it is not what we're looking for. In fact, and this is what I went for too. I was like, oh, it's queen takes b3. And then the man played knight c3. I couldn't believe that. Oh my goodness. When I saw knight c3, I was like, oh my goodness. I instantly opened up the little file to put this in so I could show you guys. Because knight to c3 is an absolute beautiful move. This is so good. Because queen takes b3, the difference here is by a lot. If queen takes queen b2, you get this, right? I saw this. This was like easy here. Correct. Yeah, actually, we're going through that right now. As Brewington saying it in the line, queen takes b3 isn't best because queen takes, queen b2. Yeah, king a1, queen a4, queen a2. Correct. Correct. This is exactly what we're looking. And there's no mate, and you have to go for this. This is your best line. Takes, takes, and this is the position. You get 2 bishops. I mean, you're up a piece. You should convert this. You should convert this as black. But you I mean, this line, that's pretty cool, right? But knight c3, when you find a good move, you look for a better one from Uncle Lasker. After knight c3, right? Knight c3. In fact, the rest of the game actually went on further than this, but from the files I have, knight c3 was where they stopped. This is a beautiful move. The idea here is after bishop takes, queen takes. You can't go king c1 because queen takes c2 is mate, right? Mate. So after king a1, I mean, you can play queen takes a4, which leads to mate faster. Bishop takes c3 is more aesthetics for the eyes. I mean, right? Like as the player, as a player here, you like, oh, I just take here. I know I'm winning. I know I'm winning. Right? And then queen takes a2. Very nice. Boom. You know, this is nice stuff. I think king b1. Oh yeah, I take. Yeah, I just take first, which is not. Everything's with check. Everything's with check. Don't give him a chance to do anything. What about bishop b2 blocking? Here that leads to bishop, queen, and queen. So actually, no, sorry, queen first because he has king c1. So queen, king moves, and then queen and takes. Takes. Bishop here is mate. And I think if he goes to the corner there, I think it's the same thing, right? Queen takes, yeah, here and mate. Same thing. Same thing there, buddy. Yep, that is it, guys. That, and forget from the beginning, actually was here. I forgot I grabbed the real game here from the beginning, but we won't be going through the entire game. Here is where it started. This was the starting point of that whole combination. That was number 1. All right, let me set up for number 2. Right now, let your brain marinate and come down from what just happened there. Get some water, some brain fuel, take a sip. If you don't have some, get some right there. Links in the chat. Copy. And this is the next one. This is the next one. So let me turn the board off. I'm going to go to the part there. Thank you, Maps Mountain. Redeem the hydrate button there. Thank you. Thank you. I actually do need to drink more water. We all do. Let's put this PG in here. This is the next one. And what are we looking for again? This one was for whites. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, this was nasty. This was absolutely ridiculous. Okay, well, they all are. I mean, they literally all are. They literally all are, guys. Okay, let's go back. And this is the position. All right, you guys ready? Screen is black. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, screen is going to be black because I'm looking at it before I turn the screen back on for you guys to see it. Okay, here we go. So now it's up. This is white to move. White to move. First, take stock. What's going on? Don't just start immediately calculating, which we can do. I mean, it's good to do. It's easy. But look, I have a rook, I have a knight, I have a bishop, I have a rook, I have a queen, right? What's going on? What does he have? What's the material? You want to know all these things? Get all the information you can before you actually start calculating will actually help you a lot. Sack now, think later. Yeah, you're right. You know, what am I talking about? Grandfather towel. You already know, big fella, right? Jeez. You know, sack first, think later. Exactly. Exactly. We down a piece, bruh. Yeah, there you go. You didn't even know that, right? You didn't even know until you took stock. You down a piece. Oh, this is serious, right? Now you can't play around. You actually need to think more aggressively because you down a piece right now. So you might have, he probably sacked it or something over here, right? G4, natural move. Okay, it is very natural. E6, E6 and G4. Very nice moves here, guys. Very nice. F5 or E6. Most interesting, G4, F5. Oh, man. Guys, y'all thinking. Look, clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for your brain fuel for everybody. Man, y'all thinking. 5 heads. 55 heads in the chat. I'm liking it. F5, E6. Okay. They said sack first, think later. They were talking about this as well. Rook takes H5, F5, E6, and also G4. G4 was another move from someone. Pawn E4. 94 bishop E3, E6. We get an idea from I am Quinze and Quins. Okay. Right. E4. Okay, the answer is, in fact, Quinze with the 55 head got the whole plan. Oh my goodness. It's knight e4. Bro. What? Knight to e4 was the move. None of us got this right. You know how many times I thought, guys, I was thinking. This is probably one like this one here. This chapter, in fact, is like a lot. But I was that move hurt my head exactly. I thought about e6. The move I settled on was rook takes h5 because I was like, let me just take, and I got like, let's just do this. But I mean, no. In fact, no. Right? Magnus Drew 24-6-0 player. Tata still rating down the drain. Yeah, it's all gone. E6, F5, G4. These are all moves we're looking at. The move we're not looking at is 94. In fact, yeah, I did look at this too, bro. In the calculations, I was like, oh, let's try 94, bishop c3. But I was like, oh, this can't be right. And when you ever say this, you have to change the way that you think there. Stop thinking like that. It has to be through calculation every single time. So 94, if you calculate it, then obviously you'll find that you do need this. You actually need this because this is not enough. Your pieces are too far away, even as appealing and tempting as it looks. It's not enough and it doesn't work yet. 94 is the move, sacrificing. So we needed to get this bishop to c3. After pawn takes, bishop goes to c3. He could not find the move. In fact, in the game, right? We're gonna call him Bogo here for short. Played queen to d3 in this position, and after e6, he just took bro. But when he did this, lets me know that he couldn't find an answer. He could not find an answer. He couldn't find it. He couldn't find an answer. So when bishop c3 happened, he went queen d1, fully intending to take on c3. So here, this was the crucial moment. He looked around and said, oh my goodness, what happened? So let's see. What about bishop f6 after e6? Okay, so queen d3, and you say e6, bishop f6. Bishop takes f6, and for your next move, big fella, your next move, face blockage. This is 100% premium face blockage. My leg, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, I mean, I'm gonna sign the score sheet early, slide it over to you nice and slow, and just wait for you to make a move. Whatever you want to do, bro. Whatever. We can do this now. We can do this later. And queen d3. Yeah, queen d3 is queen takes c3. That's why he went there. He went there to take. With no queen d3, what is it? Yeah, in fact, guys, you try to figure out why he went queen to d3. Is there any other move? Let's try some moves. Bishop c3, the man went queen d3 out here. Do you think there's something else that could be played? Oh, you got another TB. You don't actually do that. That's not fun. What does white do if black doesn't take the offered knight? That's a great question, actually. We will look at that. Bishop to b4. Okay, bishop b4. I mean, that is probably admitting defeat there. I'm just going to take this back. This is a decisive attack. e6 still is not stopped. This is terrible. Rook to c8. If e6, bishop f6. Okay, so he gave a plan. He said rook c8. And if e6, bishop f6. Okay, this is actually a nice defensive plan if we didn't have rook takes h5. Oof, my goodness. This is a family channel. This is mate on h7. If you take, bishop takes f6. Oh my goodness. Everything is falling apart. Everything. There's nothing you can do in this position, right? Rook c8 don't work. So he can't move the knight because there's mate. He can't do anything. e6 is still coming. Right? Doesn't queen d3 look a little bit more tempting now, right? Don't you feel better about queen d3 at this point? Okay. Because there's nothing else you can do. And this is why he played queen to d3. Queen d3. And after e6 takes. And it ends right here. In fact, c5 and g4 and this is it. And the game is literally over. Right. Okay. Now, let's go back. In fact, they said, what happens if he doesn't take on e4? That's a good question. If he doesn't take on e4, let's say, well, in fact, let's throw a move out here. Knight e4. What happened? Bishop f6 right now? Or you say before. And even like with the queen gone, dank pawn, that was like just losing. Yeah, bishop f6 would have been fine, but the pawn was on g4. I'm just gonna take on h5. Just mate. Doesn't even matter. Hostile ghoul, thanks for the follow. Yeah, right here, bishop f6 would be no good. Obviously, that's an obvious reason there. f6, oh my goodness, yikes.
Bruh. Garbage.
Dang. Hit him everywhere. Right, that's nasty. If you go here, obvious mate. Knight g7, you go e6 first. Take away the escape square, and then queen h7, mate. Beautiful checkmate. Beautiful checkmate. Nothing you can do about this. Nothing you can do about this, mate, on h7. Maybe you can go rook e8. Okay, whatever. Right, but then I'll go queen f7. So either or is mate. Either or. I even had this way, right? That's mate too. Knight f6, then mate. Like, it doesn't matter. Everything's mate once again. Once again, f6 doesn't work. So after knight e4, let's say he makes a waiting move, like rook c8, and says, what do you do next? But then we take on h5. After g takes, I think it's knight f6. Yeah, it's just knight f6. And takes, you got this mate on g7. Tactics. I mean, I think there's many ways to win a lot of times, but this is the most aggressive, right? But here, this was the starting position. Again, started right here. And we were looking at f5, e6, g4. Now in slow games, if you are a player that does play over a board or slow games, or classical games, or slow games, period, even just slow time controls, right? You know, here it's very easy to get caught up in these kind of things. And looking at these, I mean, it's very easy. Who is not looking at all of this? Who is not looking at this, right? But then afterwards, you have to keep looking. 94 is the most, that's crazy. What if black sacks the bishop on f6? Well, I mean, that's just admitting defeat, which it can't happen, but that's like, you know, that's like saying, well, what if he plays queen d6, right? Like, you know, okay, I'm going to take his queen, you know, so it's like game over. Bishop f6, you know, e takes f6, mating. In fact, it's not mate here, but I'm going to sack next. So whatever you do, if you don't do a check, I'm going to sack on h5. If you take here, I mate on h8. Right, I really have to pay more attention to removing their g-pawn in my games. That is correct. Does happen. You want to push the h-pawn a lot too if you can. I play the Zuckertort with white happens with this tactic. At least this opening, yes. Can the bishop go to h4? What bishop? Go to h4? Oh, you mean here. Okay, now bishop h4. After knight e4, right? Ah, okay. Bishop h4. Look at that. That's a nifty move, Pepper Picante. The move here actually is knight f6. Bishop h4 is a nice try. A lot of people won't see this though. Then after bishop f6, you have rook h5. As no matter what they do, you have rook h5. If he does knight 8, well, maybe not. You can't go rook h5. But here you can take. You can also, both of these moves work. Both of these moves work. But this is pretty good. And after takes, queen takes, right? And this is a little bit better, but you have bishop c3. I mean, you have to find all of this. It's so hard, bro. Like, stuff's ridiculous. All these moves here, guys. All these moves, but this is Jedi Russian tactics. The plan here, and with this tactic series, is to get you to calculate. 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 Okay. All right. This is the last one. Cool. Oh, this one's sweet. Okay, let me turn the board off first. And then I have to put the game in and then get to the point. Then turn the board back on. Okay. Right here. Right here is where it happened. Okay. And all right. And I think we are good to go. Boom. Black move. Black to move. Let's go. Black to move. Black to move. Think verse, sack later.
Bruh.
Ooh, that's not right. Casting against betas. That don't sound right. Thanks for the follow, Drave. Draven IRL. 91 Scott, thanks for the follow. Ram Sack, thanks for the follow. Black to move, chat. First, look at what's going on. First, pay attention to actually what is actually going on the board. What is actually going on the board? D4? Okay, so D4 is... Okay, so we got pawn D4. Knight takes E5 looks strong. I'm laughing. I couldn't hold that one in. Split smasher. Knight takes E5. If you take on E5, I can take with check.
Garbage.
Okay. You're going to be looking real crazy out here right now.
Bruh.
Real crazy. It looked real strong. Yeah, it looked real strong. Knight takes E5 looks strong. Yeah, that's a strong leg kick to the face. Absolutely a strong leg kick to the face. It's going to feel like one. It's going to feel like one. D4, rook takes F6. King C8. D4, knight takes E5. Sorry, pawn C8, king C8. What's the king doing at? And his king look kind of crazy too. Any last answers here? I see D4. We have rook takes F6. Queen, we want queen E3. He says we want queen E3 with the queens here, okay? Rook G4. Wow, that's spicy. Rook G4 from T-Mac. I will play rook takes, rook G4, and then queen F2. Oh my goodness. Chat out here going crazy. Rook G7 and rook G to F. Okay, so trying to go here. Very possible. Rook G5, there's queen takes there. Knight to D2. That's I mean, you may mean E7 there. Or D4. Okay. All right, here it is, guys. Y'all ready for it? Here it is. Shout out to the people in the back. They got this right. Rook takes F6. Woo! Oh, boy. Ugh. Big boy flex from a big fella. Rook takes F6 is a nasty move. Right, so pawn takes was in the game. But let's see what happens on queen takes. If queen takes F6, what do you do? What do you do? If queen takes F6, what do we do? I got this series right. I was happy to get this right. What do we get, guys? What do we get? We got queen E3, rook F8, queen E3, rook F8, queen E3, rook F8. Wow, it's back and forth. Literally, it's back and forth. Rook F8, queen E3. So it's 50-50. 50%. Now it's more rook F8. Now another queen E3. All right, so queen E3 looks right, but it doesn't work.
Garbage.
Ouch. It doesn't work. Right, mate, because of queen to F4. You did all that work, and it's all defended. And it's all defended. Dang, you can go home now. You can go home now. You can go home now. He was so close. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So, in fact, the move is actually rook to F8 here. Actually, rook F8. So the rook F8 hits the queen. It hits the queen, so now the queen's not on this file anymore, so she has to go to H6 or G5. Right, okay, queen G5, probably more the better move here. Queen to G5, and now we don't have the queen F2 stuff or rook F2, so let me see what the best moves are here. This didn't happen, and this still gets a little murky here. So Engine says best moves are knight D4, that's hard to find. Queen D4, I was not trying to do that at all. And rook F3, so it tells you how hard this position is still to play right now. I mean, you still take black due to the king weakness. Ours is still weak, but easier to defend. Better defended than white's king. Weakness is here. Rook's disconnected. I'm definitely taking black. But it is difficult here. It is difficult. Gotta go, everybody. All right, see ya. Macho, hey, thanks for sticking around. But this didn't happen. In fact, pawn takes happened. After rook takes F6, there was pawn takes F6 with a check. After the check happens, all right, guys, it is on you. It is on you. It's on you. Why not queen takes rook? Because the queen was defending the rook. Joe. Yeah. Here you go, Joe.
Garbage.
That's okay. It's okay. E5. Pawn E5. Push the pawn. That's right. E5. E5. Defend the queen. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine, bro. It's fine. All right. Queen H6. Ooh, still defending. And I actually found this whole sequence. And you know what? I kind of like zoned in. It was like a whole Jedi moment. Like, I remember looking at this and I was like, when I found the first move, everything flowed. This, boom, 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 boom. And it was like, whoa. I mean, sometimes it's surprising when you surprise yourself and you're able to find things, but this is what you're looking for. So try to calculate and get it correct here and try to find this right sequence of moves and see if you can actually find it. I was able to get it right. Yo, thanks for the raid. We on the last one of the night. We in here. What's up? We on the last one. This is the last puzzle. Last puzzle right here. Let's go. Shout out to Puzzle. Shout out to Photo Chess and everybody that was doing puzzles and stuff too. Shout out to y'all. Photo Chess, thanks for the raid. What's up? I need a drink. This one is actually, so let's go back. This is where we were. This is the last one of Jedi Russian Tactics. You know, we putting this on YouTube. It's the last one of the night. So after this, after bishop, the move was rook takes f6, boom, hitting, splitting, right? Pawn takes is the best move. After pawn takes, right, it's with a check here, e5, hit the queen, boom, right? And then after queen h6, this is where we are now. White to move. White to move. Oh, sorry, black to move. Black to move. White play queen h6, black to move. Right, so let me go back up. I see bishop g4 check. Rook h8, bishop g4 check, rook h8, rook g6. Okay, rook g6 with the same idea. You know, as bishop takes though there. How do I play moves that leads you into check, says Cougar Bait? That is a very nice question. A very nice question there, actually. Queen f2. He says queen f2. That's actually not mate though. That's the problem there. There's no mate because of d2. The queen is covering d2 the whole time. Thanks for the follow, Chart. Queen d3, you mean e3 probably, but that's queen takes. Rook h8 is smart. Somebody said e4, I think. Rook h8, okay. Decoy the queen. Queen d5, maybe 95. All right. He already. Here it is. Here's the move. I see y'all in the chat. Wait. Somebody said bishop g4, king c1. And then queen b6, so you can play queen b2 mate. Okay, that's nasty, but what about rook b1 though? Rook b1, I just hit the queen, and you'll have no, maybe queen a5, but then I go rook b3. I'm defending the pawn and hitting this one, and there's no checks. There's no checks. Here's the move, guys. The move right here is rook h8. Jeez! Boy, this is the move. And this was real game, like real over. This happened. I checked the game. This was for real. So rook h8, right? The idea here is after queen takes h8, now we go queen e3, and you can't stop the mate. Bruh. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. Well, I mean, you can't stop the mate, but I mean, it's temporary. Queen h6, I take, right? King e1, and I think we just go here, and like, you're getting mated, right? Knight d4 is mate because of the bishop, so mate everywhere. Mate everywhere. That's ridiculous. Rook h8. Rook h8. So, okay, cool. I can't take it. I have to stay on this file here. Right, I have to stay here. What about queen to c1? Okay, how about that? Queen c1. What if we go all the way back home? What are we doing all the way back home, guys? Oh, yeah, we're going to look at that, too. We're going to look at queen g5, too. Finding those is so hard. Correct. Go check the other ones, guys. This is calculation training. When you go through all Jedi Russian tactics here and watch these videos, some of y'all even forget. You can go back and watch them again. Right? Because you probably even forgot the ones that were in 1 and 2. Get that training, get back. The game's going to be nasty. So what do we have now? Queen f2, threatening bishop f4. Somebody said bishop g4. Queen f2, bishop g4, rook h2. All you guys are correct. In order, queen f2 is number 1. Rook h2 is number 2. That's a nasty move because queen g1. And the bishop g4 check is number 3. Queen f2 is the best, though, with bishop g4. And if something like bishop e2, then you could take on h2. This is just a crushing position. If rook takes, when you find a good move, look for a better one. Queen g1, and he's done. Get him out of there. Bruh. Sheesh. Bishop here and mate. Start a new one. So, very nice. Very nice. So, after e5, okay, queen h8, rook, queen h6, queen g5, rook h8. Attacking the queen. And if queen g5, boom. Queen g5. You guys found it? You guys were saying it in the chat. Rook h5. Look how amazing this is. And then look at this, right? This is, you have to really be thinking. Really be thinking. You think it's nasty. Watch this, though. If queen takes, what happens on queen e2? Who can spot it? Who can spot it? Queen takes. If queen e3, queen e2, what happens? What happens? I have an engine on the way. What happens? Bishop G4. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely beautiful. You can't stop me. I mean, you can't. I mean, maybe you could go King E1, but you're still getting mated. Still getting mated. I mean, yeah, right? This puzzle is beautiful. This was a real game too, Baki. That's what makes this great. All of this happened. All of this happened. The line that happened, it started here. Rook takes, pawn takes happened. E5, you hit the queen, right? And then queen H6, boom, tempo. Queen G5, boom, tempo. And the resi was right here. The resi meaning resignation. He resigned right here. The game was over right here. But just to show again, I mean, that was beautiful. Queen takes, queen E3, queen E2, and bishop G4.
Bruh.
Yo, I'm out of here. Like, flip the board, you know? Let me not flip the board. Sheesh, my goodness. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed another session of Jedi Russian Tactics. Make sure y'all watch these multiple times, 1,000 times. This is the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe and subscribe and subscribe again. And I'll see you guys on the next video.